Good evening, everybody. Hope you all are doing good, staying safe, and doing some good practice. All right, let's start the discussion of this question. So, residential real estate provides one of the most human needs, which is shelter. So, what is shelter for us? It was quite understood that for human needs, it is a basic human need to have shelter. Main, extraordinary, or humbly. Humbly does not represent any human need. It has to be humble human need first of all, but that's no kind of human need. Extraordinary, shelter is not an extraordinary need. It is a very basic, not the main, but yes, the basic need which every human being requires. That is why we're using the word basic for it. So residential real estate provides one of the most basic human needs, shelter. When the world shifted to everything from home, due to the pandemic, the place of shelter took on many more . So many more tells us that the answer here has to be plural. Now, if we look at the options, name is singular, so it should not be our answer. Congruence also is singular. Doesn't matter, it is noun or verb, but yes, if we'll use this word, we'll say congruence is, because the plural has to be congruences, and hence it is eliminated. Sameness. So if we look at what they are trying to say, again, sameness would be a singular thing. So what is our answer? Identities, because it is the only plural option that we have. So the place of shelter took on many more identities. The home is now the point in many of our lives, representing where people work, shop, school, and exercise. So after the pandemic or during the pandemic, they are saying the home is now, means because of the pandemic, the point in many of our lives. So what word can go with point here? Focus point, center, piece point, attentive point, or focal point. So a very common collocation that we use is focal point. Focal point means a central point or a very main point. So that's a collocation, focal point. So we'll use that. The home is now the focal point in many of our lives, representing where people work, shop, school, and exercise. For homeowners who have built up equity, you might have considered that equity to renovate your space. Now, I hope you all understand the meaning of renovate and space here. So renovation and space means renovation of the house. So if you read the first part of the sentence, for homeowners who have built up equity, we might not really understand that what does equity mean here. But when we read the second part, it says you might have considered that equity to renovate your space. Now here, renovation just means like we renovate our houses, and space means the house. So equity here just represents the money that we have saved. So built up equity means if we have saved money, so we might have considered that money. Now equity, you can simplify the sentence that we might have considered that money to renovate our space or your space. So here, because the word is not money, and that is why the answer does not have using that money. With equity, the word that go will be tapping that equity. Tapping would mean the same way as using that money will mean tapping that equity. Tapping would be like taking it out of your savings and then using it, or a kind of investing it in your house for the purpose of renovations. So tapping is used with equity. So tapping that equity to renovate your space match your current needs. So it will be easy in order to match. So why are we renovating our space? In order to match your current needs or pay down other debts that you are facing. So these are the answers for the first one. Human needs, shelter is the basic human need. Many more means plural, identities. The home is now the focal point because focal point is a collocation. These two words go together. And then here equity means money that we have saved. You might have considered tapping that equity, and tapping that equity means using that money. And the word that go with equity is tapping, which solve the same purpose as getting out that saved money and then investing it or using it for whatever purpose you have to renovate your space. And why are we renovating space? In order to match our current needs. So we cannot say touching the equity. Kamalveer, what sense does it make touching the money? Can we just touch the money and we can renovate our house? We have to use the money to renovate our house. By touching the money, the house cannot be renovated. All right. So these are the answers. If anybody has any doubt in this question, please use the chat box. Focus point is no collocation, Preetam. You might have been confused. It's focal point, not focus point. Focal point is what the collocation is. Okay, fourth one is tapping the equity. As we said that built up equity here means the saved money that we have or the wealth that we have built up in our life. And tapping that equity here solves the purpose of saying using that money or getting out or taking out and investing that money here represents tapping that equity, because equity is not, if the word would have been money here, we'll say using that money, but because they have used quite an academic and quite a technical word like equity for money, so we have to find a word which matches in the same context. And when we say equity, the word that means using that money is tapping the resources. Like resource, we use the word tapping the resources, that means using the resources. So same way, tapping that equity means using that money for your purpose. Got it? Any other confusions, anyone? All good? All right, let's move ahead to question number 2. 2.5 minutes to solve this. Post your answers as soon as you solve. Good attempt, Ujjwal and Parthivan. Check your third answer, Shan. Third answer, Saundarya. Okay, let's have a look at the answers for this one. In the last several years, preprint servers have become dash attractive to publishers. So if we don't read the blank here, let's read the sentence without it. Preprint servers have become attractive to publishers. So even the sentence is complete without putting any word. So that means we should have an adverb here. So it's a rule that when the sentence is complete without filling anything in the blank, and after the blank you have verb or noun. So depending on that, most of the times you have a verb. So we put adverb here. So preprint servers have become dash attractive. So adverbs are the words that go with ly, that is their simple identification. So here we look for ly options and we have one increasingly. So your first preference and priority should be to go with ly option whenever the sentence is complete without filling anything in the blank like this one. So it will be preprint servers have become increasingly attractive to publishers as strides dash. So strides is plural. So if we look at the options, has been made. Has cannot go with a plural noun. Has goes with singular. As strides are making. So if we say they are talking in the last several years and they have already become something. So we cannot say are making because it is not happening now. Are being made is wrong grammar. There is no grammar like are been. It has to be has been or have been. So what option do we have is have been made. Have because strides is plural and have been made because this has already been done. Considering the sentence structure means they have become and we are talking about in the last several years. So the sentence says in the last several years, preprint servers have become increasingly attractive to publishers as strides have been made. So I hope the options are clear. Has cannot go, are being is wrong grammar, and are making cannot come because it is not the current thing that we are talking about. Then strides have been made such as digital object identifiers that make preprints a better, more trackable form of scientific communication. Moreover, with the COVID-19 pandemic dash the globe. So COVID-19 pandemic is what doing the globe? Taking the globe, sweeping the globe, brooming or reforms the globe. So I hope it is clear that COVID-19 pandemic is not taking the globe anywhere. The COVID-19 pandemic reforms the globe. Pandemic cannot reform. Reform means to make changes. It cannot make changes in the globe. I hope you understand the meaning of the globe here. And then with the COVID-19 pandemic dash the globe, and this is a continuous answer should be continuous because this is currently happening. So we have two options, sweeping the globe or brooming the globe. And if we just think on the word brooming, we know what is broom. Broom is something which is used to like we broom and we mop the floors when we clean the house. So that is brooming. And hence we should eliminate brooming and we should go with sweeping the globe. Otherwise, just to tell you, the meaning of the word sweeping is something which affects people or things at large, means mass effect on something is known as sweeping. For example, COVID-19 pandemic sweeping the globe means is affecting the whole globe, means people all over the globe are being affected. So this is the meaning of the sentence. Moreover, with the COVID-19 pandemic sweeping the globe, the scientific community has seen preprints play a major role in enabling the swift relaying of research results. There is a lot of excitement over the future of preprints. So now if we look at the options, we have kind of conjunctions to fill in. So thus is used when we are concluding, because like conclusion in the sense that the previous sentences conclude to this sentence and then we will use the word thus. Although is used when we have two parts in a sentence with the use of comma in between, and those two parts should go opposite to each other. That is the use of although. As in is used when we try to explain what we said. For example, we gave a very technical definition of something and then we are trying to simplify it in simple language. Then we say as in, and according to, like we simply say according to the stats, the figures rose rapidly. So that is according to. So looking at these options, if you look at the previous sentence said the scientific community has seen preprints play a major role in enabling the swift relaying of research results. And just understanding some of the words, preprints play a major role in enabling the swift relaying of research results. I understand that there's nothing negative about preprints here. Next one says there is a lot of excitement over the future of preprints. Again, there's nothing negative about preprints. It's all going positive. And how they could dash the scientific publishing landscape. Again, nothing negative. So although cannot come because we are going on the same side. We are not going contrast, not giving positive and negative information. So this will be, thus will be the answer. So they say they play a major role in enabling the swift relaying of research results. Thus means because of this thing that they have done, they have played a major role. Thus there is a lot of excitement about their future also. And how they could dash. So with could means, which is a modal. So it will come first form of verb and without s, that is a grammatical rule. So with could can come change or can come transform. Converts cannot come, as I just said. With modals come first form of verb without s, and hence ing is also eliminated on the same basis. So change and transform more or less mean the same, so we will go with something which is more academic. So change and transform, change is a common word, academic is a better word which to some extent means change only. So we'll go with transform. They could, how they could transform the scientific publishing landscape. So these are the answers for this question. The first one is they have become increasingly. On the basis of that, we need an adverb with ly. Second is strides is plural. That's why we'll go with have been made. COVID-19 pandemic is currently sweeping the world means affecting the world at large or globe at large. And thus, because this is kind of a conclusion that it has played a major role, or we have seen it playing a major role, and thus there is excitement about the future. And they could with modal So third one says that with the COVID-19 pandemic sweeping the globe, the meaning of sweeping is affecting the globe. So that is why we have selected sweeping. We can eliminate the other options based on their meanings. COVID-19 is not taking the globe anywhere, and reforms does not fit according to the sentence. And brooming means like we broom and mop the house for cleanliness. So now I just explained the meaning of brooming, Gaurav. Brooming is sweeping, brooming is to broom the house, like when we broom and mop. So that is brooming the house. And sweeping is like affecting. The meaning of sweeping is, general meaning of sweeping is affecting. As in is used when we try to explain a complicated thing in simple ways. Then we say as in. Although is used when a sentence has two parts with a comma in between and both the parts are opposite to each other. That is the use of although. For example, if we say, although I studied hard, but I could not clear the exam. So that is, although I did this, but means the opposite of that happened. All good? Anyone? Okay. Number 3, 2.5 minutes. Can the first answer really be involved? Some 10 miles wide thing involved into Earth? Really? No? Okay, let's see. So this says it was tens of miles wide. So though we don't know what is it here, but still they are saying it tens of miles wide means something big like a asteroid or something. And if you read the complete paragraph, it was given here asteroid or comet. So yes, at times we have to be a bit patient. That if in the beginning of the paragraph the things are not very clear, don't lose your calm, maintain your patience and go through the paragraph. There will definitely be hints because it's not possible for them to give us something, which does not even clarify the topic and they expect us to solve it. That won't really happen in the exam. So here it was this asteroid or comet and it was 10 miles wide and forever changed history when it dashed into Earth. So now I hope you know that where do asteroids and comets come from. So these dash into Earth about 66 million years ago. And it is the answer is crashed into Earth. When something comes from the sky, it crashes into a planet. Collided, the preposition that goes with collided is with collided we don't say into. And moreover when something when that thing is not required, unnecessary thing is coming into and changing the history means having a lot of devastation. We are not just colliding into it, it's crashing into the Earth. Collided is like when asteroid collides with another asteroid kind of thing. But here the word would be crashed because whole of the passage is in negative sense. This made a lot of destruction on our planet. We'll go ahead in the following sentences. But yes, the right word here is crashed into Earth about 66 million years ago. The impactor, some name impactor as it's known, left behind a crater off the coast of Mexico that spans 93 miles and goes 12 miles deep. Its dash impact brought the reign of dinosaurs to an abrupt and dash end. So whatever its impact was, it brought an end to dinosaurs. So what kind of impact it would be? Incredible. I hope you understand that incredible is a positive word. You cannot say it was an incredible end, the dinosaurs were wiped away. Charismatic is a word that goes with personality. When somebody has a really pleasing and attractive personality, we say charismatic personality, again a positive adjective. Overwhelm, impact, it has to be overwhelming first of all to make grammar clear because we already have a noun dash impact, so we have to have an adjective that what kind of impact are we talking about. Again, overwhelming is a positive word. So what kind of impact is it? It is a devastating impact which brought end to dinosaurs. So the reign of brought the reign of dinosaurs to an abrupt and dash end. So one adjective for end is it was really abrupt end, and we have to find one more adjective for the word end. We look at the option, this says disaster end. So what will be the right grammar? Disastrous end, because disaster is a noun and we already have the noun here end. So it has to be disastrous end. Effortless end. Is it even right to say that a comet coming from the sky crashing into the earth and we say it is effortless end? Does not make any sense. It does not require any effort or effortlessness. Catastrophe end, again to make grammar correct, it has to be catastrophic end. So what are we left with this? Calamitous end, and which calamitous just simply means like a calamity, like floods and earthquakes, we have natural calamities. So this is the adjective form of calamity, which means calamitous. So that will be our answer because yes, we need an adjective to describe the end here. So I hope the options, elimination of the options is clear. None of them is an adjective to fill the blank with. By triggering their sudden mass extinction, dash the end of almost 3/4 of the plant and animal species. So one was this extinction of dinosaurs, and then the end of almost 3/4 of plant and animal species also went with that. So the right conjunction would be along with the end of almost 3/4 of plant and animal species. In addition comes when we have to written in addition to. So in addition cannot come. However cannot come because we are not talking opposite. We are just saying this happened and this also happened. So it cannot be however in between. Furthermore cannot come because of the sentence structure, the way it is positioned. If the new sentence would have been started and then we would have gone with furthermore. So in a running sentence, along with better fits with, because we do not have ending, we just say that sudden mass extinction along with end of other plants and animals. The dash puzzle has always been where the asteroid or comet that set off the destruction originated. So what kind of puzzle is this? They are saying has always been, and how it came to strike the earth. So the answer is enduring. Enduring means kind of a never ending puzzle is this, that we still don't know where did it come from and how did it strike the earth. So it is an enduring puzzle. Continuing would mean the same. So continuing would be a general word. So we'll go with a better academic version, which would mean enduring puzzle. Any doubts in this question, anybody? Third one, we needed an adjective, because the blank, after the blank we have end, and we need to find what kind of end are they talking about. And the first three are not adjectives. For disaster to be adjective, it has to be disastrous. Effortless end does not make any sense here. Catastrophe has to be catastrophic end. So what are we left with? This calamitous end means something involving a calamity, that is calamitous. All right. Collide is when two things, like we say my car collided with another, like one car hit the other one, that is collided. But in that case you don't really have like your car was totally damaged or something like that. Crashed is a better word to say that yes, there was a lot of destruction that happened because of this hit. In third blank, what if we don't know the meaning of an exact adjective? So we are not knowing the meaning of any adjective. We are just saying that these three are not adjectives. So only one is adjective and we are going with that. Even if we don't know the meaning of calamitous, doesn't make a difference because rest of the three are not adjectives. And the noun is already written, so you cannot have two nouns together. So last one, enduring means never ending thing kind of. So and continuing also means the same. So that is why we have selected enduring. Yes, enduring also means continuing, Priya. One of the meanings of enduring is used when we want to say something is never ending. Kumuda, calamitous means involving a calamity. So like natural calamity, we use the word natural calamity. So that is calamitous, comes from the word calamity. Right? Anything else? Yes, I hope it's clear now. Yes, Kumuda, disaster or calamity can mean the same. So enduring can be used in a number of places. And as I said, it's not that what I am saying is the only meaning of enduring. One of the meanings of enduring is never ending. It is used to convey when we want to say something is never ending, then we say something is enduring. So in that sense, we have used the word enduring here, that it's a never ending puzzle, has always been where the asteroid or comet came from. All good? Okay, question number 4, 2.5 minutes to complete this. All right, let's have a look at the answers. This is the some cave. M is capital, C is capital, tells us that this is the name of a cave, a proper noun. Some cave between this and this. So between tells us that this will be the name of some places maybe. So we don't need these things to solve our answers. Just need to understand that, okay, they are talking about the name of a place. They are talking about name of a cave. So this cave was the first decorated cave to be found in the Pyrenees. So again, P is capital means it is a name of the place where it is found. Dash in 1897 tells us that we are talking about past tense. Dash in 1897, the cave bears dash to the beginning of some culture in this region. So what can we go with dash in 1897? It will be discovered because it is a cave. So cave will be discovered. Discovered in 1897, the cave bears dash to the beginning of the culture in this region. So what does it bears? The cave bears existence to the, witness to the, truth to the, or demonstrate to the. So demonstrate cannot come because we already have the verb given that the cave bears. It has to be the cave demonstrates, if not bears, but bears and demonstrate cannot come together. We cannot put two verbs together. The cave bears truth to the beginning, existence to the beginning. So it cannot bear existence to the beginning. It has to be existence of the beginning of. So two with two, it cannot be existence to the beginning. So the answer is it is a witness to something. So with the word to, determiner to, the word that goes is witness to something, not truth to something. Truth would be a very, very general word to talk about with a cave telling us truth something. So the cave bears witness that this cave is a witness to the beginning of this culture in this region at the end of the last glacial maximum. During an inventory of the material from the archaeological excavations, scientists examined a large Caronia lampus sea snail shell. Okay, so scientists examined a shell, a sea snail shell, which had been largely dashed when discovered in 1931. So with had been goes ed or ing depending upon what tense are we in, and obviously we are in 1931. So it will be ed form, the past form. So we are talking about a sea snail shell which had been largely, improving cannot come again as I said, and it is 1931. Ignore is present form, disguise is present form. So the answer will be overlooked because we are in a past year. So had been largely overlooked when discovered in 1931. The tip of the shell is broken, forming a 3.5 centimeter diameter opening. As this is the hardest part of the shell, the break is dash not accidental. So based on the context, because the sentence is very easy, you can clearly understand that it is the hardest part of the shell. So the break is clearly not accidental. Because it is hardest, it is clearly not accidentally broken. Even if we look at the other options, possible cannot come because the sentence is complete without the blank. The break is not accidental, so we need an adverb with ly. Doubtfully not accidental, vaguely not accidental, then you can eliminate these two based on the context because the meaning of the sentence was clear. The break is clearly not accidental. At the opposite end, the shell opening shows traces of retouching, that is cutting, and a tomography scan has revealed that one of the first coils is dash. Now with is comes third form of verb. So what do we have in the option is permeate, present tense, probing continuous, piercing continuous, and only one past tense we have is perforated. So the answer will be one of the first coils is perforated. So even if you don't know the meaning of perforated, you really don't need that. Just keep the grammar rules in your mind. That with is, are comes third form. If we are talking about past tense, ing can only come when something is right now happening. So again, we are talking about past tense, that this scan has revealed that this thing was there, not right now here. So that is why we'll go with perforated. So these are the answers. The cave was discovered and it bears witness to the, that was the only, I think, confusing option. But if you just look at the options clearly, it cannot be truth to the, existence to the, existence comes with of, existence of the. It clearly tells us that it was not accidental because it was the hardest part. And the last one is simple based on grammar rule. With is and are comes ing or ed. Ing can only come if the thing is currently happening in front of us, and ed if it has already happened in the past. So perforated is the only past option that we have. So that will be the answer. The second one is the cave is discovered in 1897. The cave bears dash to the beginning of a culture, a particular culture in this region. So the cave bears witness to the beginning means this was one of an evidence with which we can see that yes, this kind of culture existed in this region. So that is why it says the cave bears witness to the, means this is kind of an evidence too. So truth to that does not make sense. Existence comes with of. Demonstrate cannot come because we already have the verb. We don't need a verb as the answer. So what are we left with is witness to. And moreover, witness to is a collocation. Like we normally say, I am witness to this incident. So with to, witness fits better. Anything else in this question, anybody? Okay, all good. Moving ahead to the next question. Number 5, 2.5 minutes to solve this. Okay, comparatively an easier question. Let's see what are the answers. Researchers have developed a highly effective, environmentally friendly method for dash ammonia into hydrogen. So the first answer is converting, and all of you have got it correct. Very good. Converting ammonia into hydrogen, the new technique is a major step dash for enabling a zero pollution. And this is the only option that I think required some kind of effort from your sides, and some of you have not put that effort. The new technique is a major step. Some of you have written towards. So when you have towards, you cannot have for. Towards and for do not go together. One of them can come. So if you read the sentence with towards, it says the new technique is a major step towards for enabling. So if you put towards, the answer can be, the sentence should be, the new technique is a major step towards enabling a zero pollution. So it will be, the new technique is a major step forward. Yes, step forward is a collocation. Major step forward for enabling a zero pollution hydrogen fueled economy. So the answer is one step forward or a major step forward. The idea of using ammonia as a carrier for hydrogen delivery dash traction in recent years. So whenever you have the word recent years or recently, we go with present perfect. So this idea is one idea, it is singular. So answer should be has gained. The rule is whenever we say recently, we always go with present perfect, has or have. For example, if you make a sentence, I have recently completed the course. So you say I have, present perfect, or she has recently completed the course. So again, it will be she has, because you are using the word recently. So when you say recent times or recently, it comes present perfect. So idea is singular. The idea has gained traction in recent years because ammonia is much easier to liquefy than hydrogen, and is therefore much easier to store and transport. This technological dash overcomes. Now overcomes has S, that means here the noun has to be singular. So what options do we have? Advancements is plural, penetrates is plural, developing is not a noun, and what are we left with is breakthrough. So the answer is this technological breakthrough overcomes several existing dash. So several means it has to be plural, and what options do we have? Challenge is singular, enclosure is singular, existence is singular. So what we have is barriers, only plural form. So several existing barriers to the production of clean hydrogen from ammonia. All good? Any doubts in this question? Though it should not be a good attempt from many of you. See, sometimes if the question is easy and you try not to think on it, don't do that. So as I said, overcomes, the verb has S, that means the noun should be singular. So the rule says if the noun is singular, the verb should have S. If the noun is plural, the verb should not have S. So here the verb has S, that means the noun has to be singular. And out of the options given to us, advancements is plural, penetrates is plural, developing is not a noun. And what are we left with is breakthrough. Okay, I can repeat it again for you. The rule says that if the noun is singular, the verb has to come with S. And if the noun is plural, the verb should not have S. And here the verb has S, and that is why we know that the noun here should be singular. And out of the options that we have, advancements is plural, penetrates is plural, though it's not a noun also, but still. Developing is again not a noun. So what are we left with is breakthrough is a noun. So breakthrough will come in here because it will make this technological breakthrough overcomes. So overcomes with S and breakthrough without S. And in the second option, step forward, because it's a collocation. This technique is a major step forward for enabling a zero pollution. So step forward are the words which are written together. They are a collocation. Any other doubts, anyone in this question? Grammar rule for third one was that whenever we use recent years, recently, then we use present perfect tense. For example, as I gave the sentences, I have recently done this course. So when you see recently, you have to say present perfect, like I have. And similarly, she has done this course recently. So because of recently, the grammar was present perfect, has done. So here comes again in recent years. So that is why we have selected present perfect, has gained. And the last one was several dash. Several means the answer has to be plural. And the only plural option that we have is barriers. The rest of them are singulars. Technological advancement is collocation. Not really. Technological can be so many things. Technological innovations, technological. That is not a collocation. That's just both of them are kind of nouns. No, we don't need to with forward. You can say step forward is a collocation and anything can come after that. Why not plural noun and plural verb? Because it is called a grammatical rule that you have to have plural noun and singular verb. So we cannot debate on that. Rules are something that we have to follow. So this is a rule that singular noun and verb with S and plural noun and verb without S. In the third one, has and had. Has is present perfect, had is past perfect. So has is used when you have recent years. For example, when you're talking about present, and had is used when you're talking about past. So that's the difference between has and had. Has is present, had is past. All good? Same rule, plural noun and verb. Yes, Arvind, this rule applies to a lot of blanks. I believe more than 30% of the blanks in the exam can be solved with just one rule. That's singular noun, verb with S, plural noun, verb without S. So it's a rule. We cannot say that why is it so? It is so because it's a rule. So just write it down in your notebook and always follow it. All right, let's move ahead to the next question. Okay, we are done with reading, writing blanks. So we are moving on to reading blanks for today, and let's go backwards. This question, 2 minutes for this. Okay, quite a good attempt by many of you. Some of you are confused with the second option. Rest, I think, last one or two of you have done wrong. Okay, let's see. Quantitative methods emphasize objective measurements and the statistical, mathematical, or numerical dash of data. So what can it be the answer? Statistical, mathematical, or numerical analysis of the data. And all of you have done it correct, a good attempt. So numerical analysis of data collected dash polls, questionnaires, and surveys. Here the answer is through polls, questionnaires, and surveys. By is used when you are specifically writing one particular method. When you are having more than one, means any of this can be your option. Any of this can be your way of doing the work. Then we say through, because then all of these are the means of doing the work. You are not particularly selecting that I will do by this method. So that is when you have options. When you're talking about the means that you can choose from, then we use the word through. So the data collected through polls, questionnaires, and surveys, or by. Now see, by is used when you're particularly highlighting that by doing this only, or by dash pre-existing statistical data using computational techniques. And with by, generally, most of the times we go with ing form. So this says data collected through polls, questionnaires, and surveys, or by manipulating pre-existing statistical data using computational techniques. Then next one says quantitative research dash on gathering. Now again, research is singular, so we'll have a verb with s. So if we look at the options, we have one verb with s, focuses, so that will be our answer. Quantitative research focuses on gathering numerical data and generalizing it dash groups of people. So here it will be generalizing it across groups of people. Across means like presenting it to people. So that means generalizing it across groups of people or to explain a particular phenomenon. So these are the answers. The first one is numerical analysis of data through, because we have options, because all of these are the ways that we can get the information, and by, when we are specifically highlighting doing one particular thing, by manipulating pre-existing statistical data using some techniques. Quantitative research is singular. That's why the verb will have S. The research focuses on gathering numerical data and by generalizing it across groups of people, because we are saying that quantitative research focuses on gathering data. First, we get in quantitative research, they get the data and then they generalize it across groups of people. Across means when we like distribute information across the people. That is generalizing it across groups of people, because there are many groups of people. So that is across groups of people, or to explain a particular phenomenon. All right. Across is used when you talk about population proportion, which is like kind of you don't know the exact number and there are not a few of them. So groups of people can be really like plenty of groups of people. It's just a research and we are sharing the results or we are sharing the information. So it will be across, means to all of them. Generalizing it with groups of people? No, because with is used when you're specifically sharing it. For example, each one of them, you're going to them and then you're sharing the information with somebody. That is the use of with. But here what we are trying to convey is that we'll, for example, distribute the information. So with in that sense, we don't say distribute with people, we say distribute across, disseminate across. So with information, for example, we say disseminate the information across the populations. Across means everybody or whatever majority you have. So that is across, not with. With is when you specifically have that one-to-one communication, then it is with. Okay. Any other doubts in this question, anyone? Okay, all good. Question number 5, 2 minutes for this. All right, let's discuss the answers. Before that, actually, what is the meaning or what is the use of the word accomplish? Not, I don't want to know the exact meaning of what is accomplish. Just frame the word accomplish in a sentence. Like we say, we have to accomplish the goals. Everybody understands this? We have to accomplish the goals of the organization. So what is accomplish? Like a kind of very good, achieve the goals. So can we say talent helps to achieve human abilities? Fulfill, achieve, reach to. Accomplish is something like that. Finish, okay. So can we say talent helps to, I'm simplifying contributes to just for you. Can we say talent helps to reach or finish human abilities? Every human has abilities. So, and everybody knows the meaning of talent. So talent helps to finish abilities, reach abilities, fulfill abilities. So that is a way of doing the questions when sometimes you have a doubt. You should frame that word in the simplest of a sentence that you can, and try to understand its meaning by putting it in that sentence. Even if we don't know the exact, like a Cambridge dictionary kind of meaning, that's not required. Because if the word is like general, you have heard that, you have read that, you have written that word, so definitely you can frame one small sentence with it, and you can just recall, okay, how come I have used, or how come I have heard the word accomplish, and then select your answer. Because talent cannot help you to achieve your ability. Whatever your ability is, it is your talent. So your abilities can help you to become more talented, but it cannot be like talent helps you to achieve your abilities. Okay, so the discussion, there are certain dash and logical problems. So this is logical, so we have to find one more adjective for problem. So it will be conceptual and logical. Concepts and logic make sense together. There are certain conceptual and logical problems with the idea that talent contributes to dash human abilities. So the answer here is talent contributes to exceptional human abilities. That what does talent lead you to, what does talent help you to achieve, is the exceptional ability that you have. See, the rules with to comes first form does not mean that the word to cannot be used anywhere else in the world. That is a rule that if you want to put a verb after to, you have to choose first form of verb, right? But it's not that to cannot be used in any other way. So here with to comes exceptional because of the sentence requires you to put what kind of human abilities are you talking about. So that is why it is exceptional human abilities. So we needed an adjective here. The verb was not required. So 1, 2, 3 does not make sense. Okay. So here are certain conceptual and logical problems with the idea that talent contributes to exceptional human abilities. And you just wrote the verb contributes. So you cannot have another verb right after. And not even going to that, just making a sense out of talent contributes to exceptional human abilities. Exceptional means out of the world, something not every human being has. So this was the meaning. In everyday discourse, reasoning about talent is often circular. For example, she plays so well because she has a talent. How do I know she has a talent? That's obvious, she plays so well. Even among researchers who use the concept of talent for explanatory purposes, the dash evidence is based on. So this was a collocation, supporting evidence. And yes, most of you have done it. Rather, I think all of you have done it correct. The supporting evidence is based on its alleged dash. So now we need a noun to complete that. What is it based on? Based on its alleged. I hope it's alleged is ed form, so it will be a verb, and we have to complete on based on what is it based on, and what is a noun that we have. The supporting evidence is based on its alleged effects. That what effects does talent has. Like many scientific constructs, talent is not observed directly but is inferred. There is nothing wrong with this, but one must be certain that the findings cannot be dashed for more plausibly without introducing the talent concept. So the grammar here says with be comes third form of verb. So what third form of verb do we have is accounted, and a second check with accounted goes for perfectly as a collocation, accounted for. So both the checks are fine. So we'll go with the word accounted. Cannot be accounted for something and something. So here the first answer is conceptual and logical because we are writing the words that can explain problems. And then talent contributes to exceptional human abilities completely based on context. What is the sentence trying to convey? Then we said that the supporting evidence as a collocation, supporting evidence is based on its, what is it based on? We needed a noun. So the supporting evidence is based on its effects. And then the last one was with B comes third form. So we selected accounted, and it also matched with for, accounted for. So cannot be accounted for more plausibly without introducing the talent concept. Still, any doubts in this question, please do ask. All good with this? All right, then. Question number 4, 2 minutes for this. Good time management and good understanding as well. Yes, rest of you can be a bit quick with this. Good, very good. Anisha, Bhavika, Aman, Muhammad. Well, time managed. Okay, great. So whatever answers have I got, all of them are correct. Good job. So this one says, dash in a position to take a career break by choice can be considered a privilege. So the answer is being in a position to take a career break by your own choice. It is a privilege said by this person. But we know for many in times of crisis like this one that dash back from work. So it was kind of a collocation. Stepping back from work is more like a necessity. Either way, it is critically dash to understand. So it is critically important. Critically important means like simply very much important. Critically important to understand the decisions dash on your savings. So if you take a decision to take a step back from your work, you have to understand the impact on your savings. So to understand this decision's impact on your savings today and into the future, so you can take steps to address it. So this company conducted an analysis of the estimated effect even a 1 year career break could have on retirement savings, and the results are dash. And the results are, we don't even have any doubt, I believe, in selecting the answer, considering we have keeping, been, and staggering. The answer is staggering, and the meaning of staggering is like astonishing, deeply shocking. This is what Google says, astonishing and shocking. But even then, if we don't know the meaning, we can select it based on the options which are left to us, that the results are staggering. And any doubts in this question, anybody? Oh, Jagmeet says screen not clear. Is anyone else facing this issue? Sorry, Jagmeet, you have to check your internet connection. It's okay from our side. Just try reconnecting it once, maybe. Sometimes it happens because of fluctuations in your network. Okay, and all good with this question. I hope I don't get any doubts in this. All right, moving on to question number 3, 2 minutes for this. Okay. I was just checking some of the words I was not very sure about. Just give me one more minute. Okay. Sometimes things fit so accurately that you doubt that if this is, how can this not be the answer, which is the case with all of you and happened with me as well. So I was also putting method in the last blank and it did not turn out to be the answer. And then after searching for a while to know, I couldn't find anything that why it cannot be used. And then quite a silly thing that I ignored, and I think many of you also ignored, that this is not a method that they are talking about. That is why the answer cannot be method, because it's an initiative. An initiative is not a method to do something. Okay, let's discuss the answers for this one. So this says, first one is the Total Wellness Initiative. So T capital, W capital, I capital means this is a name of initiative, means a step that somebody has taken. That's an initiative. The Total Wellness Initiative dash our belief. So this is singular. This is one initiative. So we need a verb with S. And after that, we have our belief and commitment. So it will be the Total Wellness Initiative affirms. The meaning of affirms is, what have all of you selected? Let me look for the exact meaning of affirm for us. So this says, okay, to like state something as true. So affirms is yes, very good, shortly certain. So the Total Wellness Initiative affirms our belief and commitment that this initiative is something which is making our belief and commitment more stronger, more certain, and more sure. And what is it about? To fostering a school environment conducive to the nurturance of our physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. That we need to have a school which should be able to provide all of these things. It comprises an online resource directory, and produced by various stakeholders within a school ecosystem and physical environment. So here, the answer is curated, not formed. Formed, we know the meaning of formed by, but for form, they have used the word produced. Produced and formed would be the same thing. And curated is very thoughtfully chosen. And when you like choose some topics very thoughtfully and you invest your time on actually making it the way you want to do it, that's the meaning of curated. So it is co-curated and produced. So produced and formed would mean the same. That is why the answer is curated. That can be one reason if you don't know the meaning of curated. So co-curated and produced by various stakeholders within a school ecosystem and a physical environment modification component to improve the utilization rate of the online platform. Dash the Total Wellness Initiative, we aim to prevent medical challenges. So what is the answer here? With or through? So it will be through, because this is going to be the means of doing something else. And whenever something is a means of achieving something, then we use the word through this, we want to do this. So that is why, because this is going to be the means, so that is why we'll say through this, we aim to prevent. This is the actual aim that we have. We aim to prevent mental challenges by promoting mental health and dash self-care activities. So what are we doing is we aim to prevent mental challenges by promoting mental health and dash self-care activities. So what do we have is and proactive self-care activities through accessible, effective, and dash mediums. So a word that can describe mediums here is holistic mediums. Holistic means quite covering a lot of things, like a comprehensive medium, accessible, effective, and covering all of the things that are required. So holistic mediums means comprehensive. Furthermore, it is a low cost but high scale intervention that is culturally adaptable and grounded in the needs of a community, making it an ideal dash for implementation in any country. So this answer was also given, which even I ignored, and I think many of us ignored. But the answer is this is an intervention, and that is why the last answer would be making it an ideal intervention, because as we analyze that this is not a method first of all to do anything, that is why method cannot be, and why intervention, because they have represented this thing that this is low cost but it is high scale intervention. So we'll use the same means, high intervention. The word curated means to thoughtfully select something. So this says carefully chosen and thoughtfully organized or presented. So it formed and produced would be same thing. Curated is when you very thoughtfully have a lot of bases on the basis of which you choose something, then you organize it again on the basis of a lot of things. So that is the meaning of curated. Difference between with and through. So through is always used when something written after through is the means of achieving something, and with is when you have the direct thing with which you're going to do the work. Through, this is C, total wellness initiative is a way of you with which you want to achieve the aim to prevent mental challenges. So that is through this initiative. And with this, for example, with this used for more specific things, for example, we say, with the help of a knife, I can cut an apple. So that is exactly with the knife, not like by you through the knife. It will be more with the knife. So or we can say that when we are talking about processes, we generally say through, because that will have a lot of stages and steps, that will not have just one single thing. So that is also a reason to select through. All right. Any doubts in this question, anyone? No? All clear? Why fourth is not holistic? Because holistic better suits with the mediums, because holistic is a word that can describe what kind of medium they are making. So it's better suited here rather than holistic self-care activities. Uh, Proactive cannot be a medium. So that is why holistic comes here better. And proactive comes there. Okay. Nobody's. All right, question number 2. 2 minutes for this. Yes, I haven't received any answers. Very good. Zoom in the last one. Not cooperating in the last one. Why are you putting cooperating? The partnership, this partnership is cooperating a great asset. Cooperating should come with when you're cooperating with something. All right. Boring color. Let's have a look at the answers. Yes, therefore is right, Kumuda. We are excited to announce a new partnership with Social Behavior and Personality, an international journal. So what we have to understand is there is a partnership with a journal through this dash. So what is this? This was a partnership. Is there anything that we can say partnership in other words? Through this collaboration. Now, partnership also means coming together of two or more people, and collaboration also means the same. So there is a partnership with some journal, and journals like those written journals. Through this collaboration, we have indexed SBP content in a unique collection on Science Open, where it will be featured and placed dash the context of over 67 million other scholarly records. So where it will be placed within. Why did I write two here? So through this collaboration, and here it will be featured and placed within the context of, within means whatever the context is there of the other over 67 million other scholarly records, it will be placed in that. So within that, within the context of over 67 million other scholarly records, the dash of SBP, so the rule with before of comes noun, the dash of SBP content to the platform brings. So answer will be the addition of SBP, because we just said that if we have got a new partnership. So if the addition of SBP means now when we will add this, the addition of SBP content to the platform brings dash 1000 high quality psychology publications. So again, they are talking about the numbers, like they talked about over 67 million. So we'll also go with the same writing style, that it will brings over 1000 high quality psychology publications with new issues dash each month. With new issues published each month, because it is a journal and everything that we write gets published in a journal. This partnership is dash a great asset to humanities and social science content on Science Open. So it was simply conjunction that we needed, that because of these reasons, all these good reasons that we have given, so answer will be therefore, means because of these reasons this partnership is a great asset. So therefore comes whenever you want to say because of this, and you have to put one word instead of because of this, you can always put therefore. So this partnership is therefore a great asset. Therefore means because of these reasons, it is a great asset to humanities and social science content. Right? Why not along with the second blank? Because along is side by side, but we want to, they said that we have already have these many numbers and we have to put within the context of this much. So because of the word context, if we would have been talking about the numbers, then we could have said along with these many people, but we are not saying along with 67 million other scholars. We are saying within the context of. So for context, we cannot say along. For context is within the context, means in the same context where we already have more than 67 million other scholars, right? Any other doubt in this question? Is it clear, Priya? Nothing else in this, anyone? Oh, okay, sorry. Why over and not published? Here in this one. So we put over here because we are talking just about the numbers. We said that the addition of SBP, that when we will add this journal, it will bring more than 1000 new publications for us. That we were talking about numbers. Publications is already written. So why will we say that the content, if we'll add this, it will bring published 1000 high quality publications. So it brings more than 1000. That is why I'm saying over 1000 high quality publications will come. 2 was that we said, okay, collaboration was first and then placed within was second. Then the addition was third, brings over 1000 was 4, and the partnership is therefore a great asset to humanities. Second and third, somebody asked, so it is placed within the context because the context is decided that they are talking about science open. So within the same context, it will be placed. That is why it is within in the second one. And the third one is the addition of SBP. If we have, okay, did I miss something? Sorry, collaboration is 1, within is second, addition is third, fourth, new issues published each, and then therefore 6. Okay, now third one was the dash of SBP. So if you have a blank before of, you have to put a noun. That is a grammatical rule. The dash of SBP, and what noun do we have here is addition of SBP. And contextually also it makes sense because we are saying that this is a new partnership and now SBP will be added. So the addition of SBP, it will bring more than 1000. So that is why we said over 1000 publications with new issues published each month. Right now, I think I put the numbers wrong. Maybe that's why. The last one is therefore, because we want to say that because of these reasons that are mentioned above, the partnership is because of this a great asset. And for because of this, we are putting therefore. This partnership is therefore a great asset. Now, fine. No more doubts, I believe. Okay. The last question for reading blanks for today, 2 minutes for this. Try to manage time. Okay, post your answers. Good, Hanisha. Effortless resource. We are talking about a human being. Can we say effortless for a human being? Ritika. And will I come to the exam to say this to you people? That this is human being, this is plant, this is animal. Don't do these silly mistakes. Please do. Okay. I will try. I should become exam invigilator, I think. That would be better now. Okay, quite an easy question otherwise. Just as exercising regularly dash physical health. So exercising regularly promotes physical health. It is a singular noun that we have. Exercising will be considered singular, because if we'll frame a sentence, we'll say exercising is necessary. We won't say exercising are necessary. That is why it will be considered singular, and the verb should have s with it. Exercising promotes physical health. Focusing on finances regularly will dash in future wealth. So it will be will pay off. Pay off here means will come back to you. So will pay off in future wealth. In addition, a certified financial planner means a human being who is a certified financial planner is an dash resource. So it will be an invaluable resource, not effortless. In terms of financial change, these changes may be positive, such as buying a home, getting a better job, or receiving an inheritance, or you may face unexpected financial dash due to job loss. So you may face unexpected financial hardship, because we are talking about negative things. If we lose a job, or if we get medical issues, or we struggle to dash off debt or repay student loans. So if we struggle to get out of debt, to pay loans, or to pay the debt. Any doubts in this question? See, I want to tell you that if you keep this much of presence of mind in the exam, like you made this resource, this mistake, effortless resource or invaluable resource is based on who are you talking about. So a human being cannot be an effortless resource. If you only take care of this much, you are going to clear reading module. Only this much, because I've seen students, not getting the scores, tucking in like 75, 74, 76 is only and only because you make these kind of mistakes. I always keep on saying, making the difficult blanks wrong can never stop you to get your answer, get your desired score. Only the silly ones can stop you at 75, 76. If you are making those 4 5 extra difficult blanks wrong, you'll still go back to 85, 86, 84, but not to 74, 75 if these ones are correct, right? Okay. After and vowel comes, only option was invaluable. Why isn't e a vowel? Effortless also comes, e also comes. So it is because of we are talking about a human being that we have to put invaluable resource, not effortless resource. Okay. All right, first question for reorders, 2 minutes for this. Yes, share your answers. E is not the first sentence. D is the first sentence, then E is not the second sentence. Okay, so this question had two different topics, though about London only, but the two different topics in a way that one of them was talking about buildings in London during the smoke, and one of them was talking about particularly about churches. So you have to find out which one is broader. Buildings in general would be broader, structures or buildings would be broader as compared to talking about churches only. Some of you found this out and they selected D in your first sentence. That's a good thing, but keep it in mind that when you start a topic you have to finish talking about that topic and then you have to start the other one. So you started well with saying that there were familiar structures, but then you straight away came to churches. So that's not the right way of doing it. The first one is D, where we are generally saying that when the skyline of 18th century London was not enveloped in the smoke from sea coal fires, certain still familiar structures were visible, and these are the names of the structures: the Abbey, the Tower, and the Dome of St. Paul's. This is because we are talking about when there was smoke and there were some familiar structures still visible, and those structures can be any kind of buildings like the tower, the Abbey can be something I don't know, sorry, the Dome of St. Paul's may be something related to religion. So that is the first one. And then the second one was very good, Mary, A. But there were striking differences, but there were many differences. And then chief among them here means chief among the differences. What was the difference? The difference was the predominance of church steeples, which were not yet dwarfed or concealed by modern buildings. So these were the differences, was the importance or the dominance of church steeples, because they were not concealed by modern buildings. Maybe they were very tall and the modern buildings could not hide them. Dwarf or conceal means hide them. So this is, these all three sentences are talking about generally they still have buildings and buildings and different structures. And then start the topic of churches, saying that London is a city of churches. By the late 18th century, there were over 300 of them. And then you give further information that approximately half of Anglican parish churches, sorry, approximately half were Anglican parish churches and chapels. There were 3 Jewish this and nearly 20 Catholic chapels. So this is kind of, to what I understand, is the specific information of division of churches into different types, right? So those who put D first, very good that you put pick up the broader concept, but make sure that if you pick up a topic, complete that topic and then start the other thing which you have. All right. Good. Any doubts in this question, anybody? Okay. Okay, this is your next question. Take 2 minutes for this. Yes, share your answers. Mm, mm, mm. What is the meaning of these inverted commas here? If they would simply mean the way I think you understood, applying to graduate school in psychology provides perspective. They are not talking about like when we apply to graduate school, this is not that applying. Inverted commas means this is something, and this thing provides perspective. This might be like a journal or a pamphlet kind of thing. This is a name of something like a pamphlet or a journal, so that's why you have inverted commas with it. Yes, yes, Anisha, to an extent, correct. So the first one is D, which is applying to graduate school in psychology, which is inverted commas means this is journal or a pamphlet or a source of information for you, because the sentence says this provides prospective graduate students with the insider knowledge needed to bolster their confidence and gain a competitive edge. So this thing is giving them the knowledge. And when you apply, they don't mean like when you apply you will get the knowledge. No, so it's inverted commas. That means it is something which provides you the insider knowledge needed to bolster their confidence and gain a competitive edge. Then the second one is this comprehensive resource, and it is so because this is a resource that we talked about. This comprehensive resource means this whatever document is this. It is a resource which shares personal accounts from both peer and expert perspectives to fully illustrate the ins and outs of applying and preparing for the graduate school experience. Right now we have three sentences. One says potential applicants, one says as future professionals in psychology, and we say this student to student format offers this and this. The third one is C, because you have applicants here, you have readers here, and now we were talking about resource. So it will be better to match it with readers. And moreover, if we consider that readers and potential applicants will be the same, so which sentence is introducing those persons to us? This is introducing that who are they? As future professionals in psychology, they are those persons. The readers will greatly benefit from the straightforward and personal guidance offered by the student and psychologist contributors. And then it will be E, like we are further talking about the potential applicants or the readers only. Potential applicants learn the commonalities and differences among diverse student experiences from a variety of academic institutions and programs. And because of this, that they will learn the among different student experiences, that is means there will be a lot of students sharing their experiences. That is why it is this student to student format offers, means this, like we just said, that it will have diverse student experiences. This student to student format offers familiarity and identification with those who have successfully enrolled in graduate programs across the country. But I would, yes, term or classify this to be a confusing one. They were not very clear hints for us, but yes, based on whatever we have discussed, is the sequence this, that first this is a resource and that is why we say this resource. Then third is C, because it has an introduction that who are these readers or who are these applicants. That is why C comes first. It is introducing the people to us. Then we are further talking about what will they benefit. They said they will benefit from this, they will learn this, is more or less the same topic. And then because of here we mentioned that there will be different students having their experiences. That's why we said this student to student format. Okay, any doubts in this question, anyone? Take care of the words like this, that, these, they play a very important role. All good? Okay, right. Sorry. What were you saying? Sorry. After resource, what was it? Okay, let's do the last one. I'll come back to you for this doubt maybe. Okay, second last question for today. Take 2 minutes to complete this. Solve this one. We'll come back if you have doubts in the previous one. This one was easy. Should have been correct. Okay, the first one was B, in which we are introducing that what is the topic of the study. Countries that sign up to improved financial transparency over oil, gas, and mining revenues benefit from significant reductions in carbon emissions. A new study by this school reveals. How are you putting A after D? In A, you have EITI, and what is EITI is given in D. You have the full form of EITI, but still you want to put the acronym first and then put the full form. So the basic rule of reorders that the full forms comes first, comes first, and then you can use the acronym for that. So the second sentence was D, because in the third one you have over the same period, and we have not talked about any period till now. So that is why D will be the second one, in which we say members of EITI, which is Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, have seen their carbon emissions reduced by 13% on average between 2000 and 2014. The only important thing for us was 2000 and 2014. And then we'll say C because we are referencing to 2000 and 2014 as the same time period in C. And then once we are finished, what we are left with is A. This was silly, putting A first, A before D. We all know this rule that the full forms come first and then are the acronyms later on. Any doubts in this question, anyone? Okay, anyone, any problem? No? All right. It will be sent after the class, Muhammad. If you have sent your email, it will be sent tomorrow or after the class. Okay, last question for today. 2 minutes for this. Not really the right thing. Okay. So the first sentence is C because it is talking about a very broader area, the whole world. It says mental health remains neglected around the world despite its clear importance to global health, economies, and human rights. And then we are further talking about the world by segregating it into different parts: low income, middle income, and high income countries. So we say about 80% of people with severe mental disorders receive no treatment for their disorder in low income and middle income countries. 25 to 50% receive no treatment in high income countries. So again, we were giving a whole scenario of the whole world by dividing it into different categories of countries. Then we'll say it is clear, because whenever we use this language, it is clear is only when you have some evidence based on which you are saying that it is clear. So based on this figures is we are saying that it is clear. Clear means the data is right in front of you, that why we are saying that it is clear. So when we say it is clear, you need to have some evidence, you need to have some proof to say that. That is why after the percentages is coming D sentence, in which we're saying it is clear based on that so many people, this percentage is getting no treatment, that we need to have some solutions to improve global mental health. And then will come a general statement that addressing this global burden is not just a moral imperative, it will have positive economic outcomes with benefit to cost ratio of this and this across countries. So the only thing was it is clear cannot come after this, because here we are just kind of giving a general that we'll get benefit out of it. Then we'll say it is clear to have solutions. That will come first, that it is clear that we need solutions. And why it is clear? Because we have these proofs written right in front of us. And then will come the general statement that addressing this seriously will have some economic positive outcomes as well. Any doubts in this question? Anybody? No? Can one of you please write no so that I get to know that the internet is not stuck? Yes. Okay. No questions for this? All right. So these are all the questions for today. Yes, I'll go back to that. Those who do not have any doubts, yes, you're free to leave. Some of you were asking about the document. It is a grammar rules sheet that we were talking about in between. If you have not got that grammar rules sheet in your email in the last 2 days, please share your email address here. Are these real exam questions? We do not have an answer to this because these questions are made by our own team. So may or may not get them in the exam. So yes, that's the thing on this. Suraj, I think I sent it to you day before yesterday. Just cross check with in your email once. Otherwise, I'll redo that. And yes, somebody said that they have a doubt in which was it? This question. Yes, so there was a doubt in this resource thing. The first one was this, in which we said this, and then we referred to this resource, this comprehensive resource. Then we introduced the people saying that they are the future professionals, and we further talked about them saying that they learn this, and then we said this student to student, because here we talked about diverse student experiences. So diverse means there will be so many students. No worries. Those who are going, thank you so much for attending. Keep practicing, keep asking your doubts, and I'll see you tomorrow at same time, 7 p.m. Okay, Ritika, I'll recheck that for you. Bye-bye, good night. Yes, who had doubt in this question? Good night, take care. Download this question. Take a picture of this, Vinita. It will hardly take a second to take a picture. We don't have these documents in forms that we can share. How we improve our reading, improve your grammar. Look at your practice sheets every day. Find out what kind of mistakes you're making on a consistent and regular basis. Are those grammatical mistakes? Are those contextual mistakes? Are those time management things? So you have to find out what is the reason behind you not getting your score in reading. Once you have that reason, you have to introspect your strengths and your weaknesses in the language. Once you have that with you, then you will be able to make a plan for your own self. But yes, what we generally see is that people do not perform the right checks when they decide an answer. For example, they don't eliminate, they just select. So elimination is one strategy. They try to understand the context. That is another mistake. So as we do in the classes every day, I don't think ever I say that, okay, the meaning of this whole paragraph is this. So we don't try to understand the whole meaning of the passage. So maybe that can be a reason. But yes, you need to find out that what kind of your answers are going wrong. That will give you a clear pathway. I get in LA mocks, but I will not get my score. So how do you know you are not going to get? Are you so sure about it? I will not get my score in the real exam. That won't happen. Be confident on yourself. That will definitely happen. So I did it. See, that's a problem with your grammar. You're putting will did wrong here. That means you need to improve your grammar. you're making mistakes, then you should be checking the blanks also based on grammar senses, that if they are going wrong, then yes, work on your tenses. That will help you. Okay, do we have any other doubt in any question? Anybody, first of all, those who are here? Is there any question that you want to have a look at? I will do it. I will do it today. Those who haven't got the grammar sheet, you will get it tomorrow afternoon. Okay. Okay, then thank you so much. Whatever your doubts are, we'll have a look at them. Okay, I believe there were some students with us on Facebook Live as well, so you can leave your doubts in the comment section. We will look at how we can address them maybe tomorrow before the class, or let me see. You're welcome. You're welcome.